Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus, where we are going to enjoy Jesus with some beauty on the inside and some beauty on the outside. So I have had a tremendously busy week. Guess what? I finally finished Color Me Jane. So season 3 is going to be underway in no time. So I am delighted to get to be a woman that gets to finger paint and play with makeup every single morning. So what are we going to be doing today? Today, our easy makeup tutorial is going to be, how can I rock a bold pink and blue eye look with some hot pink lips? So go ahead and grab your Juvia's Place Culture 2 palette, or whatever palette you're going to use, and your makeup brushes, some false lashes, and get on back here and let's get going. A little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Can't wait. All right, sorry, just rocking out to my theme song. Okay, so our Bible verse theme for the podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And we worked on this verse last week, but let me tell you, it helped me out so much. We are going to do it again this week. So the verse that we are going to be working on is from Proverbs 16:3. Put God in charge of your work, and then what you have planned, you will take. Hold on. I've got two different things going on here and I'm getting my words mixed up. So, put God in charge of your work, and what you have planned will come to pass. Proverbs 16:3. Okay, so, woo! All right. Let me get the chat going here because I can hear some of you dinging in already. Yes. I know I didn't have you turned on yet, so you couldn't give a girl a handout. Okay, so all the products that we are going to be using today are going to be listed for you on the website to make it super easy for you. So today, our eye look is going to be coming from the Culture 2 palette. So you can find that at a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. And all those products are going to be spelled out there for you. The newest ones are going to kind of be at the front of the list. So just want to make sure. Now, you can do this makeup look with any palette that you have. You're going to, whether you choose the colors that I have chosen or not, you're going to need a light, a medium, and a dark, and maybe kind of a fleshy color, but really you could use your highlighter for that. So let us go ahead and get jumping in here. But first, let's get our Bible verse scrolling across the bottom of our screen so we can have that at the forefront of our mind as we get to work today. All right. Let me get the chat turned back on. There we go. So remember that you can ask your question while we're online here together live, and I will do my best to get that question asked and answered while we are here. So let's kick it off. We're going to get our face primed and ready to go. This is the Benefit Cosmetics. This is the Professional, and this is the Matte Primer. So I know they've got lots of different primers, so depending on your skin needs, there are lots of ways and things that you could choose, but we're going to do this one because I love its blurring effect. So for fine lines and wrinkles, definitely going to help with that. So for us over 40. And then for those of you that have maybe a little bit oilier skin, I'm a combo, so oily in that T-zone. This is definitely going to help you out with that. Control that oil. So you get that minimizing of the pores, fine lines and wrinkles, plus you get oil control. So if you've ever seen separation in your foundation, this is going to be your new BFF. Okay, so we're just using a little bit. We're going to work that between our fingers. And then we're going to put that wherever you have fine lines and wrinkles, wherever you experience separation in your foundation. For most people, that's either going to be in that T-zone or all over. Now, if you don't have oily skin, no worries. This is still going to be great for you. It is going to keep that foundation exactly where you put it, still minimize those pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. All right. Now we are going to also prime our eyelids to get ready because we're going to be doing a cut crease today. So let's go ahead and look at that Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime. And that is we're just going to give that a little bit of a shake here. And this literally only takes a tiny, tiny bit. And that will do both of your eyelids. So we're just going to blend that out. This will just help our shadow to stay and last better and be a truer color. All right. So how was everybody's week this week? Okay, got lots of goods. Still waiting for the price of eggs to come down. Y'all crack me up. Okay. And so we've got Bye Bye Under Eye. This is our concealer for today. I am the shade 11 Light Nude. And we're just going to use a little ribbon of that. That is going to go wherever you need to even out that skin color. Maybe you've got some hyperpigmentation from acne scars, sun scarring. And we're just going to get that. Looks like I got a little, there we go. I've got a little redness happening here. I got some redness happening on the top of my cheek there. So we're just going to put that there. This blends out better when you, oh my goodness, I did not cap my primer. So now I have a lovely drip of primer. Don't let that be you. Okay. I know what is going on today. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place, and this is the JP 102. This is a flat foundation brush, and we're just going to blend out that concealer. There you go. And this is going to just soften the edge of that. Blend that out a little bit. I know we look a little bit like a crazy person right now, but hang on there. Trust the process. We're coming up under the eye to make sure that's blended all the way up to that lash line. And then in that corner, if you've got a little darkness in here, love the edge of this because it just literally swoops right in there like that. All right. So now we are primed, we are concealed, so let's make us not look like a crazy. So I am using the Juvia's I Am Magic. This is the Velvety Matte Foundation. I am the shade Maricao number 710. Make sure you get over to your nearest Ulta and find that shade match. Love how full coverage this foundation is, and it doesn't take very much. So we are going to about that much right there. That is all that you are going to need. Well, we may have to add a little for the forehead, but let's see what we got. So we're just going to kind of big picture put it. Just sort of no, that'll do everything. Okay. So we just kind of glopped it. Big picture. And now we're going to blend it out. Blending it right up to that concealer. Making sure we get around all those little cracks and crevices around our nose. Blending under that jawline so that it blends out nice and pretty. We're going to go up to the hairline. And I'm literally taking the top edge of that and just going straight up into that hairline. It'll keep it from like actually getting on your hair and making a nightmare. Then we're just going to blend in here. We're going to make sure that we've got it nice and good around our eyebrows. Okay. I like to make sure that it's got around my lips because that's going to help our lipstick to wear a little bit better. And now that we have a nice, beautiful, even complexion color, we're going to take our JP 101. This is the powder brush. We're going to take that Juvia's Place I Am Magic setting powder. I am the shade White Sands. Just turn it upside down. Give it a couple of taps. That's going to help that to come through those little reservoir holes. Then we're going to take the brush. You're going to tap it in. Then you're going to kind of tap it off. We just need a little bit on there. We're going to start out by working under the eyes. There you go. I like the point of this because it works nice and right there around the inner corner of the eye and right up underneath there. Tapping it off. And great question. No, it doesn't matter what order you do this in. I just usually do the same order, and that way I can't forget anything. But you do you. There we go. Sweep and under. So we set that we put under our jawline as well. We're going to get a little, go up on that forehead there. So every place you've got that foundation, you're just going to set that. There we go. Now that we have an nice even color playing field to work with, let us put our color back in where we want it. So I am going to be using today, this is the KVD, and this is the, what do they call that? The Shade and Light palette. And today we're going to have a lot of pink and blue going on, so we're going to bring it down just a little bit. So I'm going to be living in these two right here today. I'm using a dual-ended, this is actually a foundation brush. This is an IT Cosmetics. We're going to use this end here for the bronzer and this end here for the highlighter. So starting with this, we're just going to get it on the flat side of that brush. We're going to go from the top of the ear and kind of a little bit of a U-C kind of shape, heading towards the outside corner of the eye here. And we're going to stay above that hollow of the cheek. We're going to lift that up. There you go. Just a little bit of a curve, and then right up there beside that temple. Now, the darker the contour color that you use, the more contrast that you're going to get, the deeper that the contour is going to be. So again, we're just going to, on one side of that brush, and then up that temple. We're going to stay with that flat side right here, right up into that hairline. I like to kind of give it a side to side, but then also an up and down so that you're working that up into that hairline. You don't end with like a ring around your face. And then we're going to switch to the side of that brush. We're going to go from the ear to about the corner of the mouth, right under that jawline. Keep it a neutral face so that we can make sure we're actually getting underneath that. And then we're going to run from the top of the nose right down the side of that, using that side of that brush. Just going to narrow those sides. Now we're going to switch to the fluffy end of this. We're going to get into that highlighter right on the top of that cheek and right beside that eye socket. And we're going to go down the center of the face, making sure that we hit that cupid's bow really nicely. Here we go. Just a little more here. There we go. All right, so now we've got a little shape happening. We need to pop a little color in there. So I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Volume 4 Blushed. And I'm going to be living in this one right here today. So we're going to grab a blush brush. And I know I love this one. Can you tell the pan? I do have another one, but I don't want to waste. So we're just going to use it until we can't. So these are very pigmented. So we're just going to get it on one side of that brush. We're going to go between that bronzer and that highlighter. And then between the bronzer and the highlighter. And we're going to get it just a little bit. Give a little pop of color up here on the forehead. Little pop on the nose and the chin. Not too much, just a little. All right, so now we've got some color, we've got some contouring. Let us take a look at our verse, which is scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. So let's say that together. Put God in charge of your work, and then what you've planned will take place. Proverbs 16:3. And I believe that is the Message translation that we are using there. So let's get some lips going on here. So like I said, we're going to be doing rocking a pink and blue look today. So we're going to take a step back and use our Candy Yum Yum from MAC. Totally love that color. So I'm going to start out first with a NYX lip liner pencil. And this one is called the Hot Pink. So we're going to start in the center of the Cupid's bow. And we're just outside that lip line, just like a little smidge. We're going to round that out now to the outside corner. There you go. And now let's do the same thing on the other side. All right, we're going to get to that bottom center. And then let's round that around to that outside corner. Okay, take a step back. Make sure you like the shape that you just created. All right, now we're not doing an ombre today, but we are going to come back inside that just a little bit, and with a little bit lighter pressure, we're going to line that again. This is mainly to help the wearability of our lipstick. It'll last a little bit longer this way. So you're just kind of feather stroking that. And even if you're choosing a nude lip, this will help your lipstick to wear better. All right, so now that we are all lined up, let's go ahead and grab that Candy Yum Yum. What a beautiful color that is. I've missed you, girl. All right, so let's go ahead and fill in those lips. And we are covering, today, we're covering over that lipstick liner. We don't want to actually see the liner. We're just using it to give us a nice, pretty edge and to help our lipstick to wear well. And then same thing on the bottom. Okay. Yes. Love that Candy Yum Yum. That is a beautiful color. Okay, so today we're going to be playing with the Culture 2 palette. And here's where we're going to be in Culture 2. We're going to be a little bit in the palm kernel. And then we're going to play a little bit in the, well, Delta. And then we got a little bit of the, I think it's the, oh, Bantu. It's this one right here. Kind of a nice little shimmery pinky color. And then the Lagos right here. We're going to use that one as kind of a medium blend out shade. It does have some shimmer to it. So that will be super fun. Okay, so we're going to start out with a nice fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M441. And we're going to get that just on the tip of that in that palm kernel. And that's just going to go right up here on that brow bone. You can also use your highlighter for this if you want to. This is just giving us something to blend into. All right. Now we're going to grab, this is a Morphe M321, just kind of a nice blender. And we're going to go into that delta right here. And just on the tip, this is going to be our upper color and then lower color for the cut crease. Did I mention we were doing a cut crease today? We're doing a cut crease today. Okay, so we're going to grab this color here, and it's going to go right on that eye socket bone where you can feel that. And then we're going to come out just a little bit with it. Okay, just like that. I know it looks like a crazy person, but hang on there. All right, right on that socket bone. And then we're going to come up just a little bit. Okay, take a step back. Make sure you like the sides of that. Okay, we're going to set that brush down, but we're going to come back to it. And let's go ahead and grab, this is another smudger. This one is an M431. This one's a little more fluffy. And we're going to go into the Lagos with this. This is right here. And we're going to go just on the tip. And we're going to use this as our transition color from the blue up on the top. So it's going to go on top of what you just did. And we're just going to blend it up into that palm kernel. I think I called it kernel a minute ago. And then we're just going to go over where the blue, was it Legos? No, Delta. And just blend that out a little. Let's come back in with that palm kernel. And we're just going to soften that. Okay. We're going to go, let's actually use, I'm going to use this one right here, which technically is a smudger. It's a little more narrow, little shorter, so you get a little more control with it. This is a Morphe M508. We're going to go back in that delta right here, and just on the top of that, we're going to come from the outside. We're going to come about halfway in. Okay, so now we've got just a little bit of line going on here. And I'm going to take the bullet here and let's get rid of that right there. Gotta love it when your brush touches where you don't want it to. Okay, and now we're gonna grab, let's see. Oh, tell me. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's see. This is a Morphe 124 M124. Just a nice flat. It's almost like your finger shape, just a little bit. So we're going to take that and we're going to go into that band 2. And that band 2 is going to go between these two colors. And because this is a shimmer, you're going to have to go back into it a few times. And it's going to go right in here between these two. We're going to clean up that top line just a little bit. There we go. Can you see that shimmery goodness? Ah. All right. So let's do that same thing with that band 2 on the other side. Oh, Christy, I see that. That's okay. When the replay comes up, you can watch it back and then pause as you need to. And great to have you here with us. So we're going to take kind of the side of this brush and we're going to use that to clean up that top line. And it'll go between these two colors here. And then we're going to follow that lower blue right down to the line. There you go. So you can see we've left a nice clean line on the bottom. We've got that band 2, that pink going right between the two colors here. Then we've got that blue on the top part. We're going to take that palm kennel right there with that. We're going to soften that inside just a little bit. Just let edge be a little more gentle. Okay, we are going to go back to the M508 that we were using for that lower line. And let's go ahead and get a little of that delta. So again, just on that tip. And we're going to work that right on that lower lash line. We're going to go about 3/4 of the way across. And that's going to join this right here, that little tail we got going on. And just bring that about 3/4 of the way to the bottom. There you go. Notice any fallout, just grab your fluffy brush. Get rid of that. Okay, so we were working with this right here. We're going to use that. We're going to just clean the tip off or grab another one if you've got two of them, whichever way. We're going to use that same brush and we're going to go into that band 2 with that. And for this, I'm kind of using the side of it because that's kind of a nice bright color. We're going to get that right on that inside corner. And then we're going to take that band 2 and also bring that to the blue. So that last little quarter of that under eye area. Nice. Now, if you can, You can use this if you need to, just to make sure you've got along that line nice and clean. If you feel like your line is nice and clean, you don't got to worry about it. There we go. All right. So I could leave well enough alone right here, but you know I won't. So let's go ahead and grab. This is actually to the, I believe it's the Afro-Galactic. This is called Metaverse, and it's just a nice sparkly blue liner. So we're going to grab that. And we're just going to clean up this. There you go. Let's just do that same thing on the other side. Just give it that last little flick on that end. And then let's go ahead, catch the top of this. And flick that right there on that top edge. Nice. Oh my gosh, I love that. Right? Okay, so now my eye's watering like a crazy person because that's just how I roll. So let's just give a little bit of a softer edge up here on the top. So I'm going to grab the, what was this? This was the 431 that we used on that lighter color. And let's just soften that ever so slightly. So we're going to go back into that Lagos right here. Just give it a couple of taps. And we're just going to feather that a little bit. Okay. Now, once we get our lashes on, you're going to see this is going to, I don't know if tone down is a good word, but it'll bring it down just a little bit. So now we need to go ahead and line our eyes. So I am going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is a liquid liner. This is just going to give us a nice clean line. So when we lay our lashes, we have a nice good runway for it. And it'll also forgive any sins in case your lashes ended up a little bit of distance from your lash line. So lots of good things to do about this. Love the tip of this. Make sure you're storing that tip down. And we're not giving a wing with this. We're just going to do a nice thin line just to give some definition right here. So we're going to go from the outside edge to the inside edge with just a nice thin line. And then same thing on the other side. So things I like about this liner. Number one, it has a very fine tip. So if you're looking for a line that's maybe not like a liner line, you just need a little bit of definition. Fantastic for that. Also, once this dries down, this bad boy is not going anywhere. So I want to do a little just on the outside corner on that water line, mainly because my eye is watering. So what am I using? Sorry. This is the Killer Liner. Again, this from the Too Faced. This is in the color Killer Black. And we're going to go right on the inside of that water line, but we're only going to go about halfway. And that's going to allow us to get a little bit of that depth on the outside, but not way down and close up that eye. And you're going all the way to that lash line so we can make sure we've covered all of that. All right. So, what are we missing now? We don't have any brows. Okay. Whatever your brow product of choice is, I have some fun color happening on the top of my head, so you got to be a little creative. So I am grabbing my Bad Gal Bang. Yes, it's a mascara. This is in the shade Wild Plum, and I just like how this matches this kind of purpley plummy color I got going on up here. Whatever your brow product is, you are going to do that now. So when you use a mascara as your brow product, for those of you fashion color hair people, let me give you a little tip on this. So when you're using a mascara on your brows, you want to make sure that you don't like touch it to your skin too much. You can do it a little bit because that'll kind of give you a little bit of that. The little fiber tips of the brush will give you a little bit of hair-like flicks, but don't touch it too much or you're going to end up with this like gobbledygooky looking thing on your skin. So definitely a fine line. I would encourage you the first time you do it when you got a little time to play with it. I have also used eyeliners, lip liners, all kind of shadow sticks. You just got to be creative. Okay, so whatever your brow product of choice is, we're going to do that now. If you do not love your brows, go ahead and get to your nearest Ulta, to their Benefit Brow Bar, and get them to fix your brows for you. They can wax, they can tint, they will shape, they can brow map, they can show you how to use the brow products. They're doing threading now, if that's your jam. I think that looks a little painful. Okay, so now you can see the difference between the two sides. I know, crazy, right? Okay, let me see if I can do it around this microphone that I got going on in my space here. Here we go. And we're just doing little fine, small strokes on that brow. The cool thing about using the mascara is once you get it on there, you don't have to use a brow setter because this, makes your brows stiff. Wherever you put them, that's where they're going to be. And I got a little hair right here that is not wanting to get with the program. We're just going to have to leave him alone for right now. Okay. I would love it if my brows were a little closer in together, but alas, I do not get to pick that. So I am going to be using the Great Lash Grande Lash Lift. This is a lash curler. So to turn it on, first off, it's a USB charge, so no batteries needed. You're going to hold this button down till it turns a light green, and then you touch it a second time and it turns this darker green color. The tip is kind of pink. So once that tip and then the back of this turns white, then you know that the lash curler is ready to go. And I honestly should have turned it on before I did my brows, but alas, I did not. So let us play with this. This has been one of my, I hear threading hurts. Okay. So, with this lash curly hair, one of my favorite finds that I've had. I seriously have not had such a great lash curl before discovering this. So if you have not had a chance to try this, highly encourage this. It is awesome. So the tip is almost white for us. Let's just go ahead and say our verse together while we are waiting on this to continue heating itself up. So it is just about rolled around to us. Here we go. Put God in charge of your work, then what you have planned will take place. Proverbs 16:3. Okay, so I cannot wait to get the lashes on so you can see all this together. So now our tip is kind of a white clear color. So we're going to press it on the bottom of the lash and just bring it up like just above your lash line onto the skin. You've got these little teethy here, so it's not, that's a technical term. So it's not going to actually touch your skin. So that's a good thing. Plus, it's just a USB charge. So how far are you going to go with heat? Okay, so we're going to set it there for 10 seconds. So we're just going to grab it here, put those lashes right up on, see right there? There you go. And we'll say that verse together. Put God in charge of your work, then what you've planned will take place. Proverbs 16:3. Now, because we are doing a false lash today, we don't need to be like super hyper worried about the lash curling. So that's probably good with that. I'm going to grab my Bad Gal Bang mascara. And while that lash is freshly curled, we're just going to get one coat of mascara on there. This is just going to help our lashes to blend in better with the false lashes. If you already have black lashes, God bless you. Stop ragging. And you can skip this mascara step most likely. But for those of us who don't have any of that, we're going to have to do this. And the curling ahead of time is just going to help your lashes point the right direction for when you put the false lashes on. So let's go ahead and do the other side now. So we're going to set it there. And then we're going to hold it. Here we go. Let's say that verse together. Put God in charge of your work, then what you've planned will take place. And I'm just going to brush that up a little bit. Just like you would with a curling iron. You got hair, you got a hot tool, same kind of thing. Like I'm saying, this has just been one of my favorite things. Okay. And then let's just get a nice light coat of mascara on there. Now I am sweeping back on the tips because if we're going to put mascara on, let's just do our best. And also it'll just help your false lashes to look a little more full. So that is never a bad thing. All right, so we're going to get some mascara on those bottom lashes as they are not going to have false lashes on them. I'm going to go all the way from root to tip here. Sweeping back up under those tips. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with the microphone today, but she is just like in my way. And again, sweeping back under those tips. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Okay. I'm just struggling with that. There we go. There we go. This is much better. Okay, now while I was doing all of that, I set this on my cheek a little bit. So I'm going to grab the bullet. And let's just erase that away. There we go. Okay, so now for the fun part. Now today I am using a Kiss Lash. This is the Lash Couture Luxe Extensions, and this is Royal Silk. One of my favorite lashes. Things I like about this one. The band on this is clear, so it becomes invisible. Now, because it's clear, it is a little on the stiffer side, if you ask me, but it still wears nicely. These have a beautiful curl. Let me grab I'm using the velour lash tools because my eyes do not like to have my fingers in front of them. So this particular lash has a curl to it. See that? That is just a beautiful curl. So we're going to pull them off the tray. I'm going to set them in front of me as they are going to go on my eyes. Now, these have already been trimmed, but if you've got a new pair of lashes, you're going to trim it from the outside edge. These are not a flare, so they're a little harder to tell, but you can see the lash on this side is a little bit shorter than the lash on this side. So you would trim from here. Make sure that you check for a nub on the inside there. Okay, bye, Christy. right here, you want to make sure on the inside that you catch any little nubs that might be there. Every once in a while, especially on those clear bands, there'll be just a little extra hunk of like band product. And so make sure that you trim that off, because that little bit of extra will become an irritating thing, because it'll kind of poke the inside of your eye. So we're going to grab that lash. And I'm using the iLure. This is the 18-hour lash glue. Love the hold of this one. We're going to put that adhesive right there on the top of that band. And then we're also going to put it on the inside edge. This is just going to be like insurance that that lash, I want to put it on in the morning before I head out, and I do not want to think about it for the rest of the day. So now I'm going to set that down in front of me. Let us grab our other lash. And it actually looks like this one has a little extra adhesive left over from the last time. So let's get that off of there. There we go. Okay. We're going to grab that in the center. This is going to go on the top of that band. I don't feel like very much. There we go. And there's a little yucky nubby of the adhesive. Just wipe that off. Then we're going to go on the back side of that band. What is happening here? There we go. There we go. Just a little frustration this morning. Okay. When you first put this adhesive on, you're going to notice that it is white. As this dries down, it is going to turn clear. So it doesn't matter what pigmentation you have on your skin, it is going to be clear, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. So as soon as it starts to change color and becomes a little more where you can kind of see through it a little, then you'll know that the adhesive is about ready to go on. So we'll just talk here for a second and we should be good to go. You can also fan it a little bit, and that will help speed it along just a smidge. So now we're starting to get just a little bit clear, so you know that it is ready to go. So I'm going to hold that right there in the center. I'm going to set that right in the center of my eye, right where my root and my lash meet. And then we're going to put it on the inside. And then we're going to set it on the outside. I'm just going to crimp together. Make sure that they are working together. That inside corner is always a little bit of a pain. I have very round eyes, as in the ball shape. And so sometimes it doesn't like to sit down. Okay. So there's one. And you can see how that has kind of blended out that bold look just a little tiny bit. And now we're going to take that other one, set that right down there in the middle. There we go. Right on that eyeliner line. Let me wipe this off just a smidge. There we go. And then that outside corner. Pinching those together. I'm going to take the tip, work our lashes in. And then I like to just give a little press. Again, just confirmation that those lashes are going to stay. So you can see now that we have those lashes on, everything's a little more blended out together and not quite so stark. So, but when you close your eyes, you can see that beautiful cut crease that we put on there. Oh my gosh. I really like this. And then you've got that nice little glittery line in there. Well, it's not really glitter. It's more like a galactic shimmer. Okay, so let's go ahead and we had very dark colors that we were playing with today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the setting powder and I'm going to grab that little bullet. I'm going to dip that into that setting powder just a smidge, tap it off, and let's work under the eye here. We're just going to make sure that's all nice and clean for us. Same thing on the other side. Okay. And now that we've got that all nice, hear me see. There we go. We are going to grab a little bit of shimmery highlighter because, you know, we can. So I'm going to grab just a little highlighter brush. This is the Heroine Glow 2. Yes, from Juvia's Place. And this just has kind of a nice pearlescent shimmer to it. So I'm going to take this highlighter brush. We're just going to go over that a little bit. We're just going to hit the top of that cheek there and right beside that temple. And that's just going to give us a little bit of shimmer because, you know, it's more fun if it's not just on your eye. All right. So, oh my gosh, I am so liking this. And that balance with that pink, so nice. And these, I just love this Royal Silk Lash. The curl on these is just amazing. Okay, so stop looking at yourself, Wendy. Okay, so now we've done all of this. We wanted to stay put. So we are going to, actually, we're going to say our verse together first, and then we're going to do our setting spray. So our verse is rolling around here. So let's say that together. Put God in charge of your work, and then what you have planned will take place. And that's Proverbs 16:3. So now we are going to grab our Juvia's Place. This is the Ready, Set, Sealed. And we're just going to give it a little bit of a shake. Give that a little bit of a set. We're going to fan that down just a smidge. And now you are good to go for the remainder of your day or night, depending on what time of day you're doing this. Because I see we've got some people in here from some other countries, Switzerland, Australia. So I think y'all are probably complete opposite timetable from what some of us are. So let's take a look at our previous week's Bible verse that we did. Let's see. Is that, yeah, no. Let me thank you for being here first. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a joy to spend the morning with you. I look forward to chatting with you throughout the week on social media. Better yet, come see me on my website, a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. So now in looking at our verse, so the previous verse that we were working on was from Jeremiah 29:11. I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out for you. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. And that was Proverbs 29:11. And then this week, last week and this week, the one we're going to be working on, actually, let's do this. Did you get a chance to hear the song yet? Okay, let's see if we can do that. We'll just do a little bit.
Then what you planned will take place. Surrender your heart. Trust His way. His promises never fail. His love remains in the quiet of the morning light. When dreams and doubts collide, lay it all before His throne. Let His wisdom be your guide. For every
You've enjoyed this song so far. Sing it with me. Oh, it's through the verse.
His hand holds you through the fray. Put God in charge.
Come on, Daniel, bring it down.
Then what you planned will take place. Surrender your heart. Trust His way. His promises never fail. His love remains. When
All right. Well, you can get on YouTube and listen to that. That is my friend Daniel Reed, and I have enjoyed working with him and look forward to more songs together. So that has been such a joy getting to do that for you. I love working on those, and those were I actually wrote the lyrics to that, and then Daniel Reed sang that. So let's see. Oh, so excited! Guess what? Guess what? Let me find it here. Here we go. I finished! So this week, Color Me James is complete. It is ready to go. Well, I mean, I'm still waiting for its all its approvals and all that good stuff. But it is finished. So that means later today, hopefully, maybe tomorrow, you will have a link to be able to pre-order that. But it is signed, sealed, and delivered. Color Me James is going to be what we're working on season 3. It is a marvelous 48 weeks, so not quite a year, but a 48-week study through the book of James. And at the end of that 48 weeks, we will have memorized the entire book of James. Now, don't get excited. James is a very short book, 5 chapters, but it is packed full of all kinds of truths. And so I look forward to going through this study and studying this with you, and then celebrating our achievements along the way as we work to memorize that together. So it again has been a delight to hang out with you here today. Let me send you out with a blessing. So we are going to look at, this is Numbers 6:24-26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. The Lord be gracious to you and lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for each of the women who has come in here and hung out with me here today. Father, working on beauty on the inside and beauty on the outside. I am so thankful, Father. And I just pray that as we go throughout this week, that you would bless them, that you would help them to retain these words in their heart, Father, that they will have them for themselves and they will have them to share with others. Help us to use music to really have that be a part of our life, and to use that in our different routines of our life, so that it will definitely be something that we have hidden in our heart. Father, I just pray that you would bless them as we go throughout this day, throughout this week. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, it has been a joy to hang out with you. I look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of this week on social media. Send me your pictures. Let me see what you got. Now, we also have a special thing coming up for season 3, but I'll talk about that a little bit next week. So, again, it has been a joy to hang out with you. I look forward to seeing what you got. Mwah! Y'all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. God bless.